Charles Apoki, and it's quite early in the morning, and I'm checking out of this very beautiful hotel room, and I'm used to staying in hotels and the comfort of hotels. Since I came on Saturday, I've been treated like royalty, eating good food, free, ushered and transported and treated like a king. But you see, the reality is that it is not at my own expense. It is based on the grace of the organization I came to speak to. Even the clothes I'm wearing were made by the pastor of that organization. The shoes I'm wearing were a gift from somebody else. You cannot base your life on the reality of other people's gifts, people's comfort, other people's positions. You can't have a godfather and base your strength and your power on the godfather or the political mentor. You must have an exit plan. If you work for a multinational, have an exit plan. What if you retire? What will happen to you? You occupy an office in government. Ask yourself, when I retire, what will happen? You are a pastor in a big denomination and you are not the general overseer of the denomination. Ask yourself, when I retire, what will happen? If you are the wife of a rich man, ask yourself, what if my husband passes away? What happens to me and my children? Always have an exit plan. When I woke up by 2 a.m., slept again, I was eager to go. This is not my house. So when I was traveling around from church to church preaching, they treated me like royalty, gave me good honorariums and all the care and all that. But I made up my mind with my wife that we must build our own economic base. So this hotel is very fine. I also made sure I built my house like a hotel. I have 24 hours electricity. I have toilets inside too in the rooms. I have 8 rooms and 10 toilets in the duplex. I live in half an acre. I built gradually with the monies I was getting from honorarium and the businesses I was doing. So even though I'm living here now, I'm living here to my own house, my own compound, and to my own businesses. When you leave an organization, you'll be surprised how easily you can be forgotten. You leave the Nigerian police, you'll be surprised how easily a sergeant can embarrass you on the way. If you leave the Nigerian army, you'll be surprised how easily you can be maltreated. General Malu invaded OD, destroyed OD. But immediately after he left, Zaki Biam, where he comes from, was also invaded and destroyed. So that's the way this life is. Always have an exit plan. Always plan for your future. In anything you are doing, have an exit plan. Even in marriage, have an exit plan. When you buy property with your wife, put your 2 names, Dr. and Mrs. Felicia Apoki. In case, in the time of my passing away, let no person drive my wife away from the properties we have labored for. Your eldest son can drive your wife away and your wife will suffer. So I always make plans for my wife because I love my wife. But at the same time, I also have exit plans. I always let her know with my children that in case they wake up one day and they say, I'm not their father, these days they do DNA test, that I'm not their father, I didn't marry her, I didn't do business with her, I have an exit plan. I can take care of myself. If my wife and my children chase me out of our properties and our house, in 10 years, I will be richer than what I am now. I will have children who will surpass the ones I have now. I have an exit plan. I have an exit plan even for life. I'm living my life in such a way that I think that I will live for into very old age. But I also live as if I might not see tomorrow. I have an exit plan, and the exit plan is for my children, my legacies to stay beyond myself. I was discussing with the person recording me now about having a trust fund. The businesses we own, some of my children are not paying interest. Some are not showing the capacity to manage them well. I will establish a trust fund that will manage the legacies I've labored with my wife, so that my grandchildren and posterity and my society can benefit from whatever we have done. There is a certain percentage I will donate to charity annually, a certain percentage to missionary work, a certain percentage to maintaining the infrastructure and for development. Have an exit plan. Don't work until you get to retirement before you start thinking of what to do. I give lectures on retirement to several organizations, and sometimes they will ask, why didn't we know these things early? I'm sharing this with you now. Have an exit plan. My children know the hymns they will sing in my funeral. They know the flags they will display. I will tell them where they will bury me. Have an exit plan. I know a rich man who died. He signed a check down, blank check for the son to fill the figures of his burial. We are working according to time. They will say 9 o'clock. He wrote the times down before he passed on. So have an exit plan. A lot of you politicians, you live as if there is no tomorrow. Have an exit plan. If you destroy this country, you go to Europe, you'll still be a second-class citizen. Have an exit plan. Have an exit plan for your community. When you are no longer in power, how will your community remember you? Have an exit plan for this country. When you are no longer in power, how will this country remember you? Can you walk in the streets without armed policemen? Can your community celebrate you? Though sometimes they will celebrate you even if you are a thief. Have an exit plan. Always think of your legacy. Young man, you are living in hotels like this now because you are doing Yahoo or one thing. Have an exit plan. Criminality does not pay for long. You will soon be caught. Have an exit plan. So always have an exit plan. Strategize and stratify your life in such a way that at each stage you are setting down the blocks, the milestones, the lifetime performance indicators that you will age into. As I live here, I'm going to my farm. I will go to the farm, I will walk. If I feel sleepy, I'll put a mat and sleep. The comfort of this hotel will not follow me. For those of you living overseas, my friends that call me from overseas, have an exit plan. That's another man's country. Even if you're a citizen in America, you're a black man, you're still treated like a second-class citizen. And because of your physiology, the way you are formed, old age is not comfortable in cold countries and overseas. Have an exit plan. You know the children you had overseas that they carry their parents to old people's home. An African is not used to old people's home. An African is used to staying among his people in his cultural and physiological milieu. When you get old in Europe and America, it's a frustrating old age. The kind of respect you are supposed to earn in Africa, you don't earn it. What have you invested at home that you can come back to? The comfort of Europe, the buildings, the regular electricity, the security and all that. Good, but have an exit plan. In your old age, where will you pass? Where will you die in? And where will you be buried? How will your children struggle to take care of you in old age? Have an exit plan. Invest in your nation. Invest close to home so that you can come back home, live in a comfortable place, have regular electricity. You can build in an estate where there is a fence and security. Have an exit plan. An exit plan in everything you do. Have an exit plan. I remain your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. Remember, always have an exit plan. God bless you.
Amen.